Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Someone Like Us podcast. I'm Anne.
I'm Joelle.
And I'm me.
We're three friends who found each other in Canada, and this podcast is where we share our journey of exploring identity, love, friendship, career, finances, healing, and everything in between.
We're also here to share the lessons we have learned and the tips that have helped us along the way. We hope you find some comfort from this podcast and that you're not alone in this adulting journey abroad.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, feel free to give us that 5-star review. It will really help other people find our podcast and get our message out there.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Someone Like Us podcast. Today's episode is called Swipe or Settle, and we are diving into the wild world of dating, where dating apps are endless, the red flags are better disguised, and the stakes, they are a little bit high. We are in our 30s. Because let's face it, dating in our 30s hits different. You're a little wiser, a little warier, and a lot more aware of what you're not willing to tolerate. But between the career hustle, family expectations, and occasional existential crisis, how do you actually know when to keep swiping and when it's time to stop and maybe just maybe settle down? And speaking of not settling, we have a very special guest joining us today. And honestly, I've been waiting for this one. She is the true love of my life, my soulmate in chaos, my ride or die since high school. This woman has seen me through all my terrible dating decisions and has never judged me. And don't let this BFF energy fool you. She's also the most talented person I know. She's the director of Outreach Artist Program at Lillstreet Art Center in Chicago and a board member of Chicago Poetry Center. She's building community, uplifting creator, and genuinely changing lives. Please give a huge welcome to my girl, Darshita.
Hey,
Oh,
welcome.
welcome, Darshita. So happy to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to talk to you.
So let's get into it. What's dating been like for you in Chicago, Darshita? Is there a vibe or a pattern that you notice?
I moved to Chicago 7 or 8 years ago. Now I can't keep track, but it was very different from what I was used to back in India. One of the things that really surprised me and shocked me, and then eventually I realized is actually good for me, is on any app you go to, the first question somebody asks is, "What are you looking for?" And
Mm.
in India, I was like, as much as I wanted to date, I didn't know it was allowed to be looking for anything other than a monogamous heterosexual relationship. So I think this question, which caught me off guard a lot, which is, what are you looking for? And fuckboys will be like, I'm just looking for sex. I'm not looking for anything serious. And initially that was shocking, but then I realized that, oh, I can look for sex too. I can
True.
just look for a fun time. I can look for a hang. I can look for just take appointment.
Yeah.
So
That's a good way to say it.
I learned this from my friends. And yeah, I think that was a big shock. And the trends that I noticed were, I think fuckboys are the same everywhere.
100%. And I totally get what you're saying because I feel like if I compare like Vietnam, right, or even like some parts of Russia, the main thing people date for is for marriage. There's no other thought that there's could be something else, right? You're just like dating and then you're getting married and then kids and all that jazz.
Yeah. And I was able to like date in all kinds of ways. And I was able to discover my sexuality in a more, like, not just hidden under the table and
Mm.
wanting to be with somebody my own gender or not my own gender within all kinds of sexual what orientations and sexual fantasies, like all of those things. I was able to learn how to just be extremely direct and go for it, and that was strangely safe.
Yeah, that's amazing. Even for me, when I moved to Canada around the same time, 7, 8 years ago, I did not think about what I wanted out of a relationship or even dating in general, or just to even what is fun for me when it comes to going on a date or being with someone. So, yeah, that was really like surprisingly safe. And also, now I know what I like and I don't like. And also, I was able to go out and kiss girls if I wanted. If I did that in
Mm-hmm.
India, everyone would judge me, would be like, oh, what's wrong with you? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I could do what I wanted, and I didn't feel the shame or the judgment that I would generally feel.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think it's something ridiculous slash empowering about dating apps.
That's true. Okay, my next question is a big one because talking about dating apps, I know that you found your fiance on Tinder, which is legendary because, to be very honest, every time I go on a dating app, all I get is dick pics. And it's so bad out there. It's like really
Honestly,
trash. It's just
yep.
trash out there.
The bar is in hell. It's
Yeah,
non-existent.
seriously.
Yeah, that is
So,
true. The bar is in hell. So wait, okay, so I have been using dating apps for as long as I can remember because I studied fashion design in India. And when you're in fashion school, there's no men in your college. There's like maybe three men, and they are all either partnered up or looking for something else. And I had left home when I was 17 and I was alone and making my own money and shit. And I didn't know how to make community, how to meet people, how to make friends which are not in my own college. And I found Tinder to be a very good way to just meet people who are not in the same field as me, meet people who are not in the same any kind of like community as me. So I think that's always worked for me. I met my ex on Tinder too, which was
Mm.
interesting. And I've met so many random people on Tinder that now I'm friends with, or Bumble, or not Hinge. Hinge sucks.
I heard a lot of
Mm-hmm.
good things from Hinge actually. So it might be just a difference between cities and cities.
Mm.
Maybe, yeah. You know what I found was on Tinder, you see the same dude wanting just sex, and
Mm-hmm.
then on Hinge, they're the same dude, same photos, but they have like all different profile answers and shit. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just admit to what you want, my dude. Uh,
just tell the truth.
Have
but
you tried Bumble as well? Like apps?
I
What would
have,
you rate? What would you rate all the apps from 1 to 3?
I think I would just stick to Tinder and Bumble. Mhm.
No, no Hinge. There's no Hinge here.
There's no Hinge in Canada? Oh, on
No,
my
there is
list?
Hinge here, but like on your list, right? There's no Hinge there, only Bumble and Tinder. That's interesting to know actually, because I think I agree with Anne. I heard that like Hinge would be a little bit better than Tinder.
It has the illusion of being better because it asks you all the questions
Mm-hmm.
and things, but
It's
then
fake,
there's
Yeah.
right?
this weird paywall where it will
Mm-hmm.
only show you people who suck. And then if you want, like after doing some kind of like you get a rose and only then you'll be able to like super swipe and it's only once per day. So you can only get one really good person per. It's weird. I don't like
Mm,
that.
that is
Capitalism
Mm-hmm.
true.
cannot get between me and my partner.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to pay to see a prince, otherwise you only have frogs.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I love that,
Mm-hmm.
Anne. But yeah, speaking of all of the frogs and all of the princes, I met
Aw.
my current partner on Tinder and we've been together for 3 years. We just swiped right on each other after not being online and not dating for a really long time. Was taking a break and we swiped right on each other and we started talking about khichdi, which is an Indian comfort food, which is a mixture of ghee and lentils and veggies. And I was shocked that he knew what it was because I don't know any people in America who are not Indian who know khichdi. And he's from here. So that was weird and interesting. And then we talked about how much we love canceling plans and how so like
Preach.
yep, our introversion manifests through like everybody who cancels a plan on us. We're just like perfection. Now I get to stay home in pajamas. So that's how we connected, and we just kept talking, and we went on a date, which was really good. And we talked at 2 o'clock in the night, and it was scary. But it was scary because both of us were being direct with each other, and we were not playing games or hiding or it freaked me out. I didn't respond to him for a whole month, but
Would you
Oh.
say it freaked you out because it felt so good?
yeah, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
think my pattern of dating has been conditioned to be chasing the person who doesn't want me back. And I know that a lot of us have learned that from romance novels and movies and
Bollywood.
Bollywood, and also like patriarchy demands that you do not accept, you do not make the first move and things like that. And I had such low self-esteem that could not accept that he actually liked me back. So when he told me that he wants to be with me and he likes me, I was just run in the other direction, please and thank you. But I talked to a therapist who really helps me make sense of
Yep.
my feelings. Always therapist forever. And she just started calling me out on my bullshit, and that really helped.
Love a
Because
good
you in it,
therapist
so
here.
you don't know. Sometimes you don't really know what you're experiencing. You can change your perspective on things, and then that's how you open more doors in your life. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've been in abusive relationships my whole life. And
Mm.
sometimes, even when you know something is not good for you, because you're habituated, it feels easier and more
100%.
comfortable. And I
Mhm.
had to consciously work to choose something that is actually good for me and that I actually want. And
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
do think that's something that we all encounter within any kind of dating or partnership or relationship. But yeah, just a learning experience. And our worlds would never have crashed if we wouldn't have met each other on Tinder.
Wow.
And Anne and me, how did you guys meet your significant other and partners?
Honestly, my story is way more boring. I just met my partner in college. It was one of the days where I was late to a class. I remember running in the class and I'm like super anxious because I also had the coffee in my hand. And you know how it feels like? You're already late and then you also have a coffee. And everyone knows that you're probably late because of that. But it's honestly not. This is not the problem. I think I was late because of the streetcar or something like that.
Mm.
And then yeah, I ran in and I'm like looking around and I see the only empty space and I was just like running in. I sat there, and then my partner, he will never admit that, but I helped him with some of the questions that was from the class before because he missed it. And this is how it all started. Like I helped him out. I was like, "This is how you do it," and he was like, "Wow, you're so smart." And I was like, "Of course I am." And
Because I'm
yeah,
Asian.
exactly.
Look at
And
me.
this is how it started. And I honestly think I am the only reason why my partner did so well in that class. But again, he would never admit that.
Take all the credit, girl.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
No.
I think I had the same experience like me. I have never used dating apps. I never
Lucky.
downloaded dating apps. I met my boyfriend, now husband, in a class as well. We were exchange students in South Korea in 2016. So it's been 9 years. Crazy.
Mm.
We were in the same Korean class, and he told me later that he had a crush on me when he saw me in the class. He said that, I don't know, I feel like there's something special about you that I find it very attractive. And he moved his chair from the back of the class to the front of the class because I was sitting in the front row or second row. I can't remember. But I didn't really pay attention to him because he was the only white guy, the only white dude in the intermediate Korean classes. All the other white students were in the beginner levels. Back then, I actually had a crush on another guy in our
Interesting.
program.
Mhm.
Yeah, we didn't interact at all until the school organized a field trip to an island. And then I was in the same group as him. We were in the same cars and we started chatting, and that's how it started.
Cute.
Yeah.
You're lucky
Yeah.
you don't have to be on apps and chat
I
out there.
know. And then I really appreciate it because he was really straightforward. After the field trip, we texted each other and he asked me out on a first date, and we went to a park, and he just told me right away that, hey, I have a crush on you. I like you. I just want you to know.
Oh,
Very
So,
proactive.
yeah, I know. At first, I didn't want to make us feel awkward. I say, you know what? I can see it. I have a lot of guys who are hitting on me. So, you just one of them.
flex.
Yeah,
Flex.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
competition happening here.
Yeah. I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Mhm.
It's okay. Thanks for letting me know. And then I didn't say anything. We keep hanging out until one day I asked, okay, so are we boyfriend girlfriend? And he say, yeah, I guess so. And then we started holding hands, and going to coffees with each other. It was really sweet. Yeah. And now he's
I
my
think
husband.
it's really sweet that like you started with that honesty, because for me and my partner, we were delusional. Both of us were delusional and said we are just friends. There's nothing happening. And then all my friends were like, "No, this is definitely happening." And I was just like, "No, we're just friends." And of course, we were lying to each other and to ourselves. I feel like if we were honest with each other from the beginning, our relationship would happen way, way faster.
How long was it? Was it
I would
six
say
six
probably like
years?
6 months. Yeah. Now we're dating for 7 years. Yeah. It feels
Oh,
like
okay.
20. It feels like 20, trust me. But yeah, it's been seven
That's a good
years.
sign.
And it's honestly crazy that it's been so long. Just like, what?
Mm,
How did it all fly out? It's honestly, I blame COVID. COVID made like a couple of years in 1 year or something.
True.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this next question's for everyone. How do you think dating in your 20s compares to dating in your 30s?
I met Misha when we were 30. I think when I was in my 20s, I lacked any kind of self esteem. I
Mm-hmm.
had fully bought into the I'm not like other girls syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I was always coming from a lot of trauma. I think I was looking for somebody to take care of me and all the things that I just know what you look for in a relationship. That's not what a healthy relationship makes. And there was also all this baggage around actually saying what I want or need, because that would make me needy and that would make me desperate and that would make me promiscuous, all kinds of things, right? I can't just say I'm just looking for sex. So I think in my 20s, I was figuring out who I am and what I want while I was dating. And it was all through the lens of somebody just choose me. So I was very sensitive to acceptance and rejection. I let it dictate my self esteem. And I think it took years and years of therapy, years and years of talking to my friends and my community and listening to my found family more than anybody else. And I think in my 30s, I'm more myself. I'm more myself and I feel less desperate for attention. I feel comfortable with myself. I feel okay. I feel like I want a relationship where I can do what I want to do and my partner can do what they want to do, and then we come together. And so I think 30s feels healthier.
That's
I
great.
agree. Totally. Like my 20s was crazy. I was hella delusional and toxic. Darshita, no. Yeah, seriously, guys. Like I was like, I
Say
would go
more
for
about that, Joel.
yeah, like I would go for fuck boys and I would know they're fuck boys, guys. I knew, but I'm lying to myself. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go for this and think that maybe they would change. And the whole mentality of I can change them, then keep working that, oh, maybe one day they're gonna change
Nope.
for me. And I'm like, oh wow, the delusion. Oh God, I hated my 20s. Dating in 30s is way more better. I think when you're toxic, you can actually even stop yourself and be like, oh my God, I think I'm being toxic or this is
Yep.
a toxic situation. And I don't believe it. And even if someone's gaslighting you that, oh no, this is a good situation, you actually know that it's not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm like way
Exactly.
more smarter now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm with you on the I hope that I can change someone in my 20s. When I dated my first boyfriend, he has some issues and I hope that I can change him. And now I think about it, it was stupid. Because if he loved me enough, he would change after my suggestions. But he didn't. We
Mm-hmm.
did it for 2 years. He didn't change. And I was a giver. We were both students, but I had part-time jobs, so I make more money than he did. When we went on a date, I would pay for him. I would pay for
Mm,
movie tickets. I would pay for restaurants. And I say, you know what? It's okay. I make more money than you, and I'm totally cool with that. I know in Asia, men tend to be the payer, like they like to flex that they can cover all the expenses in dates, and they like to do that. I was pretty cool about it, and I told him, "You can just drive me around. That would be the return that I need, and I don't care about it." For 2 years, I gave him a lot of presents in special occasions. He didn't give me anything.
oh God, what a
Mm.
douche.
I just want something. some kind of appreciation. It could be flowers, it could be doing some kind of activity together, even just for free. I would do it for him, but he didn't do it for me. And when I was in my 20, I hope that, oh, one day he will do it for me. He will change, but it never happened.
You just
So that's the
wanted to be
first thing.
seen.
Yeah. And the second things that I realized in my 30 is that when you're in 20s, you thought love and dating should be crazy, should feel
Oh,
amazing,
yeah.
like a movies, like a drama, or someone gonna shower you with roses and butterflies. But no, it's not, ladies. With my husband, everything has been very easy, really peaceful. We didn't even need to try to go on date. It just happens so naturally. It's all peaceful, no drama, and that's how a healthy relationship should be like, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. Yeah. Like I used to also think that it has to be crazy to be real, but I honestly now am looking at Darshita and Misha, I've realized that that ain't normal. Having peace and like just doing normal stuff is normal. Like I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that. For the longest time I thought, oh no, you have to be crazy. Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to feel crazy.
And always have some big romantic gestures and all that
It's
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
not
right?
sustainable, y'all. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to spend your
In
life
this
with some
economy,
in this economy, not at all. And again, I would be remiss if I did not say this. I just want somebody who's gonna do my laundry, who's gonna do laundry and taxes with me through my life.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a great
Yeah.
quote, and I cried a lot. It's interesting for me because while I was listening to Darshita, it's like you said something from my mind. I think when I was younger, I had the same feel like I'm not like other girls just because I was like so unconfident. For me, it was like a little bit extra hard because when I was in high school, I was the only Asian kid. Like I was the only kid with a weird ass name, weird last name. So I feel like it was like a lot to go through when I was like a little bit younger. My self esteem was a little bit too low because I was like, I need to try harder, I need to be better, and all that stuff. But then I also thought that I will never be like them, right? So I feel like my whole thing was just always to be likable. And that was my whole goal through like my 20s. I need to be likable. And I feel like my self esteem was so low that whenever somebody would like me, I would be like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
So if I would be dating again in my 30s, I would be more choosy. I would be more picky. I
Mhm.
would probably have a whole list of things that's going to be non-negotiable for me. And I would show up and I would take out that list that's probably going to be like 30 feet long. And I'll be like, okay, check that. Mark everything that suits you, and then we'll go from there. Now I know what I want. This is my non-negotiables. I'm not going to go lower than that.
Yeah.
Ah, love that. Love that. I think making a checklist is
Mm,
fun
yeah.
and sharing it with your friends. That's just
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. So I wanted to ask because I've known Darshita and Misha for some time now, and I see them and I'm learning from them because they have such a healthy relationship. So my question is, what does healthy relationship mean to you? And how do you know when something's healthy or something's toxic?
Your relationship shouldn't be the thing that's causing you pain. It's that your life, your work, all those other things can cause you pain, but your relationship shouldn't be the primary place, source of pain in your life. And I think for me, that's a good way to see if something is healthy or not. And I think I myself was super unhealthy once upon a time. Being able to communicate and having somebody who's wanting to listen, not just wanting to respond. I used to be so defensive around Misha, and I just had so many walls built around myself where anybody who tried to even come close, I would just be defensive and attacking them. And it took some while and it took really long and really hard conversations to admit that to myself and to him and to anybody that, oh, actually, like I'm not even listening to you, or actually, like, if I just listen to you, what you're saying is actually right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just always ready in my head with a punch back. And I think
Mhm.
learning to let my weapons down and accept that we are both actually on the same team, that's what to me think feels healthy.
Yeah.
Like we
That's
should be
actually
together fighting the world, not each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's actually like a
100%.
great A great way to say that, if you feel like you're not fighting together but against each other, I feel like that is when you know, right? This is probably unhealthy. If you don't feel like a team, then there's no
Yeah,
team.
it's true.
Yeah. For me, I mentioned earlier, a healthy relationship should put you at ease instead of giving you stress. And then I would add another point to it is that a healthy relationship is when you know your partner have you in his future, because we are a team. You and your partner are a team. When we make plan for the future, we'll see each other in that picture.
Yeah,
We involve each other, we trust each other, we support each other. That's when I know it's a healthy relationship.
yeah, that's so nice. Okay, shifting gears a little bit. What has been your absolute worst date?
Terrell, I think you should start.
Oh, my absolute worst date? Okay. Oh, absolute worst. There's been so many, guys. The one that I can remember was in Toronto. Some guy from Bumble, I think, and I remember we were chatting and we were gonna meet up. And I told him I work at Starbucks. I At that time I was working at a Starbucks. And I don't understand what his purpose was, but he literally planned a date in Starbucks, but just a different Starbucks. And in my head, I'm like, he knows I work at a Starbucks. Why is he taking me to Starbucks?
He was asking for the employee discount, girl.
And then he made me walk in -30 on the lakeshore for 40 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I was dying. So I told him, listen, I need to go. Like, my friend's calling. Like, I made my friend call me so I can leave. And when I was leaving, I was like, hey, I don't know Toronto. Can you just make sure that I take the right bus? He literally put me in a wrong bus. So I was going the other way. So it took me an
Oh,
hour to come back and then take the right bus. It was
oh
crazy.
my
It was
God.
really bad.
That is a bad date. Oh,
And he didn't
And
even
wow.
you,
look like his pictures. I don't know whose pictures he had put up. Like, I got so catfished, guys. Like, it was really like a catfish situation.
you also
Seriously.
need to
Wow.
know that Lakeshore is huge. So the fact that you had to walk, like it's huge, it's a huge road. Oh my
And it
God,
was
I
in
feel so bad for you.
January. So it was like
Mm.
-30. I'm like, no, this is crazy.
Wow. Yeah. I think the moment you saw him and he looks different from the photo on the dating app, you should have called it a day.
Yeah,
No, I'm quit.
but I had low self-esteem, and I was like
Yep,
my first
same.
few times in Toronto. Like, it was
I
Mm.
would
like
feel bad too.
yeah, I was like, okay, I actually passed by him. The first time I just passed by him because I didn't know who this guy is. Like, he didn't look like his pictures. And then he's,
Oh,
oh, hey, this is me. And I was like, who are you? That was
that
bad.
is classic.
Amazing. See, Tinder is just full of gems like that.
I
Mm.
Seriously.
I cannot know if I can find like the worst date, but just for the record, I went on a plenty of Tinder dates. When I just landed in Canada, the first thing I did in Pearson Airport was download Tinder because I didn't know else to make friends, right? And back then, I wasn't going to therapy back then, so my self esteem was still as low as it can get. So I thought the best way would be to just jump on Tinder. I went for a lot of dates. That was a very interesting experience. But one of them that I remember was there was this guy and he invited me to go for a walk. And of course, magically, that walk was very close to his house. So we were walking. At some point, he like took my hand, and I shit you not, I was like, "This is the weirdest thing ever." But again, I couldn't say anything because I just didn't know what to say. So I just like went with it. And then he was like, "Oh, look, how weird! Like we are right at my door." And I was like, "Wow, look at that! How surprising!" And he asked me, "Would you like to come in for a tea?" And I said, "You know what? I do have tea at home, so I think I'll just go home and drink tea as well." One thing to note though, he was nice enough to say, "You know what? I'm gonna walk you." And he walked me to the nearest bus stop. And I
Was
just
that
took
the
it.
right bus stop at least?
It was the only bus stop, girl. I just had to make it with what I had.
Mm.
There was not much choice I had. So I just took whatever bus stop was near his house. And I just went home, yeah. And I think we never texted each other again.
Good for you, because who know? He would have put something, little bit of something in your tea. You know, it
Exactly.
giving serial killer vibe.
Yeah. And plus, I don't know. What if he didn't have Earl Grey and that's the only tea I drink? So no, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. Inviting somebody to your house without telling them, no, that's a big one. That's a red
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
I'm so proud
Yeah.
of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of that one too.
Yeah. I once dated somebody who, there so many bad dates, but this one I think for me is the worst, which is, you know how I'm talking to all three of you on the phone right now, and we're
Hmm.
just hanging out, and we are all Asian women. And if I would say something like this, you'll be like, oh, you are actually like racist against white people. You- and every time I talked about my friends or my family or what I like or my group of people, my community, he just started thinking that I'm racist against white people. And he not only thought that, he also said that out loud multiple times. And then,
How the
uh,
tables have turned, huh?
oh, how the tables have turned, my friend. And he then, what when I told him I don't think that's right and I don't want to keep seeing him, he called me and talked to me and explained his position for 2 hours on the phone. Why he thinks that I'm
Mm.
actually racist against white people. And yeah, no, thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So much free time, you know what I mean? Like better put that time on something else, like finding a job or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Otherwise, there's
Yeah.
always the guy who doesn't look like the picture, as Joel said. Guys who are scared to admit that they just want sex or they don't want sex. Like I've dated all kinds of people, yeah. Like I've dated somebody who had erectile dysfunction but couldn't admit to it. And there's nothing wrong with it, but he just couldn't admit it to it. And so every time we tried to have
Mm.
sex, it was just painful. That's it.
I
Wow.
Let's just
I
say
have
that.
I've also dated someone, this guy always talking about how player he is. I've had sex like 5 times a day. Excuse me, no, that is
Like
so weird. Whoever talks like that?
Only somebody who
Yeah.
hasn't done it.
Exactly. I think he's a
Wow.
virgin. I swear to you guys, don't think he's had sex ever.
Wow.
I feel like one thing like guys don't really understand is firstly we don't really care. Yo, if you want to take a break, let's just watch some Netflix and maybe let's go for a snack. And then the other thing is, okay, so you're gonna tell me that you have sex 5 times a day. What reaction do you expect? I'm gonna be like, yes, do it right now with me? No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Firstly, who wants to have sex 5 times per day? We all like a normal person would have a job. There's no time in the day to have that many much
Exactly.
sex. And secondly, like honestly, this is no one's dream. We're all normal people here with normal lives. Who are you kidding?
Mm. He probably an anime or manga fan because that kind of thing happens in fictional books.
Yeah, probably he had sex in his imagination because I'm pretty sure.
Or in porn.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. Okay, we heard your story about the absolute worst dates and your first dates too. So, what are some safe places for first dates or just in general? What kind of activity should we do on dates? Like the first few dates? What do you guys think? What would be like the safe options, fun options, and doesn't cost us much? Because in this economy, when you have to go on multiple dates, it can cost us a lot.
Agreed. Agreed. I think always in a public space, first rule.
Mm.
And the cheapest date I've ever been on is I went on the lake outside my house with my own coffee in my thermos, and the person also brought their own drink, and we just
Mm.
walked on the lake, and that was
Mhm.
cute.
That is
Yeah, or I think walk is a very good idea. And then if there's like museums or galleries which are open and free to public, I think experiencing art together is a really good way for me to think about a date because I'm an extremely political person and watching art together or looking at art slash anything and then getting an opinion from the person I'm on a date with really tells me a lot about who they are and what they look for and how they can appreciate what language they use to. If they don't like
Mm.
something, start cursing or something, how they treat people. So all those things I think are important. And They don't cost a lot. Plus, they also feel a little less intimidating because the focus is not just on each other, but the focus is actually on the piece of art.
Yeah, I think watching a movie may be not a good idea, although it's
No.
happened in a lot of movies that you should go watch a movie on your first date, but it's weird because you will know nothing about the person that you're trying to date,
Yeah,
I feel the
that's
right?
same as
true.
with the bar. Like when you go to a bar on the first date and you have to literally scream at each other, and
Mm,
Yeah.
50% of your conversation is just, what? Can you please
Mm,
repeat what? So I
yeah.
feel like a bar is probably not the great place to go for the first date, maybe second or third to have fun. A first one, I would say just go to a coffee shop, be sober,
Mm,
get to know
mm,
that person for real.
mm.
Because if you have a couple of alcohol, I don't know about you guys, but I'll probably like my plank goes down and down with every shot, right? So just go for a coffee shop. Nobody asks you to spend lots of money. People
Right.
just ask for like a genuine connection and to have a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
Jill, what do you think?
Yeah, I think coffee shop, but after my worst date, the story.
People getting PTSD from coffee shops.
Yeah, like
Mm.
Starbucks. I'm like thinking about Starbucks. No, it's just, yeah, the coffee is great. I think walks are also great. I also like sports, but I wouldn't say for first date go for like sports together because what if the person's like too competitive and they go crazy? I don't want
I
that.
I'm
Mm,
not a sport person. That would be like a no for me.
mm.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, ice skating would be cute. But I feel like, what if that person was a douchebag and then if they fell down, they just start cursing left and right? No?
I don't know about you guys, but don't you ever scared? Or maybe it's just like my anxiety is talking. But when you go to ice skating, do you ever had this fear that you're gonna fall down by accident and somebody's gonna cut through your finger? Is it
Yes.
just me?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I only went to a skate ring once. I seen ice skating on TV and shows, and I went there once in real life. I always have the ideas of getting
Mm.
injuries by the blades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Have you
scary.
not watched Final Destination? Like I've never
Exactly.
been to a skating ring. And like my imagination itself is I will not go. Like that is scary.
But
Yeah.
it's
What if it
fun,
goes to my
y'all.
head?
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
what
Yeah.
my fear is too. I'll crack my head open. But it's still fun.
No, I still
Yeah.
go. I still go. My partner is way better because he played hockey. I'm not bad. I can go straight, left and right sometimes. Otherwise, it is a fun idea, but I constantly get scared. One thing you need to know, like sometimes you go to an ice rink, and then there's gonna be people that better than you. And
yeah.
those
Always.
people, they know that they're better than you, and they will show you that they're better than you. They're gonna be running around like left and right. So sometimes it could be like a little bit of a stressful situation too.
True.
Right.
I think that's like a third date.
Yeah, third date, perfect.
Yeah.
No teas, ladies. Please don't drink
Yeah.
anyone's tea. We all have
Yeah.
teas at home.
Just nobody's house. Just date in public. The first date always in public. You can be surrounded by other peoples. Going to a farmer market, so you feel safe. If something happened, you can run away.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay. One of our next questions is how do you know he's the
And should stop.
I think I knew he was the one 2 weeks after I dated him
wow.
Mm.
because he showed me that I can trust him and he respects me a lot for who I am. Like I don't need to be anyone else but myself. He likes all the little weird things that I like. I just find it's really easy. We trust each other so much. When we started dating, Liam's only had 3 months until he finished his semester. I have another semester, which was technically another year. So we had to do long distance relationship for a while. And we didn't even question it. Some people, when they started long distance relationship, they would question if, oh, if this gonna work, this might not work. We went with it without any worries or concern. Like we'll make it work. And when he had to move out to go to college back in Canada, he need to find a roommate. And he told me I try to find someone that good, who responsible and clean to be my roommate. All I could find was a female roommate. Are you okay with that? I was okay. I had no doubt. because
Oh,
we trusted each other so much. We put each other at ease. I have zero doubt. So, yeah, I think that's a sign. And his family is good, his friends are good. One thing to notice when you date someone is you need to meet his friends and
oh
his
yeah.
family. You need to see him in his community, see how he react to his families and loved ones, and see the people that he's with. If they good with you, then that's a good sign. Yeah, that's how I know he's the one.
I feel like for me, it's about the routine. It's about imagining yourself doing whatever is happening right now in 10 years, in the 20 years. Are you okay with that? Because another thing people need to understand that not a relationship is just like amazing and perfect, right? There's still going to be things like your partner is still going to throw this socks on the floor, although you ask them like 20 times to not do it, right? First, pick your battles. And then, secondly, is if you know no matter what whatever's happening right now you will still be able to live with them like for 20 years and then on top of that have kids or whatever it is, then it's probably it.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was really important to learn how to have healthy conflict. Growing up, I think I've not seen healthy conflict. They were always like violent or consequences were big. And I think disagreements and conflict is just a part of growth and part of life. And so I feel if you can have conversations where you disagree and you have a conflict and you can navigate that safely while respecting each other and listening to each other. And I think that's a big one. And as an introvert, I think if we can be silent together and not be awkward or insecure or feel any intense way about ourselves when somebody's not paying attention to you, I think that's a good sign. Yeah, because I feel
Yeah.
like we are all like, I want the freedom to grow and change as a human being, and I want to give whoever I'm with the same grace. I want to see them at their full humanity. So they can be vulnerable, they can be angry, they can be toxic, and all of those things are a part of me also. And so we just have to take accountability. And I want somebody who is able to call me out and challenge me on my bullshit. So I think those are my
Mm.
three things.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Another thing I want to add to this question is if you enjoy doing boring things with your boyfriend, then he could be the one because we spend most of our time doing some kind of routines like laundry, doing grocery. If you enjoy doing that, then you enjoy each other company. It's a good sign. Me and my husband, whenever we go do grocery shopping, we call, "Do you want to go on a grocery date with me?" That kind of thing.
Okay. I do have a fun segment that I added last minute, guys. It's called the Gen Z slang quiz. So all these terms that I'm gonna say right now, I didn't know them. So I feel like an ancient old person. But let's see if you guys know it, what it means. I'm pretty sure Darshita would know most of it. She's a journalist, but I wanna see if you guys know these terms. Okay, are we
Okay.
Sounds
ready?
good.
Yeah, ready.
Okay. Freckling.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
I
You're
don't
literally
know.
starting with the hardest one right away, right? Someone told me
I'm
Yeah.
this is the easiest one.
no, I'm
I'm
giving
very happy to be an
Rec-
old person who doesn't know.
Reckling. What would be my best guess? Reckling. Oh my god, how would you spell it?
freckling, like freckles.
Oh, freckling. Freckling. Okay, maybe I don't know, like when some people put their nose up to each other's nose and then do like this. Is that what it is?
I think it's called Eskimo kiss.
Oh yeah, the Eskimo kiss. Is it what freckling is?
Okay, we old. No, that's not what it is.
What is it, Joe?
It means a summer fling that disappears when the season ends, like freckles fade away in winter.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
deep.
it's like summer
Artistic.
fling, but it's
Mm.
called
So what's wrong with a summer fling?
I don't know. Gen Zs want to be cool.
They
Used
are
to
cool.
admit.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The next one is pocketing.
Is it like benching? Like you keep somebody in your pocket
Yes,
for whenever you need them, but you're also like,
that's the
Oh.
one. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
I'm the girl you come to if you don't have anybody else.
Okay. The
Wow.
next
Is what
one,
isn't what like booty call is basically?
But I think the pocket, so yes, and it also means like taking care of that person's emotional needs.
okay. The next one is woke fishing.
I think I
Like
know this, but
when they try to be woke, but they're not.
Yeah, they're pretending to be progressive
oh,
to impress the other person.
we heard a shitty thing about dating right now in 2025 in America, which is like that, which is the far right men want to date progressive slash liberal women, and their whole thing is, oh, you have to be like a working woman, you have to be like a fancy lawyer, a corporate, blah, 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 like an ambitious woman. And their whole thing is they want to convert them into trad wives. And it starts with loving the ambition and the work, and then it slowly goes to, oh, marriage with 5 white babies and strollers and making your own granola at home. And it happens so subtly that the woman doesn't even understand what happened. She's just, I'm just living my life. And it's a point of pride for them that they converted like a progressive woman to a trad wife.
That's crazy. That's a trend, guys.
Yeah. That's
Crazy.
I'm very
crazy. We're
confused.
not objects. I feel like we're
Yeah.
going backward.
Ugh.
Absolutely.
I'm very confused. Like why? What is the reason behind it? Because I'm sure they have enough on the market out there. I'm sure there's pretty enough of the like ladies that can share the same rights. The fact that they have to convert someone sounds more like a cult to me, if you ask.
I think it's the
Yeah.
challenge. They like the challenge. I think it strokes their ego to convert somebody because what's the fun in already a trad wife woman? Like just like that. It gives me no
God.
sense of ego.
That's a
It's
big ache.
disgusting. Yeah, so icky.
Therapy.
Straight to therapy.
therapy.
Straight to
therapy.
therapy.
Okay. I think we all know this breadcrumbing.
No,
Leading
I feel
somebody
so
on.
bad. I know none of these.
But that sounds nasty. Whatever it is, I know that it's nasty.
No, the nasty one's coming up.
I think
wow.
breadcrumbing is like leading somebody, giving them enough, just enough, but not anymore. And so like they keep hanging on to you. But
Yeah, just being flirty with no commitment whatsoever.
yeah.
So basically just breadcrumbing.
Oh my god.
I don't like
Is
that
that
word.
what? Yeah, is that what Playboy? Does that,
No, actually,
know-
they have more integrity than that because they're fuck and go.
Yeah, they're being true to
Ugh.
themselves. Here,
Yeah.
there's no communication. There's just a vague flirting. What does that even mean?
If you text somebody in the midnight, like at midnight, being like, oh, I'm
yeah.
just thinking about you, that.
Oh my god. That's terrible.
Okay, the last one's disgusting, called roaching.
Ew.
Any guesses?
Roaching.
No.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. That sounds disgusting though.
Yeah, it is disgusting when someone you are dating is secretly dating many others and you accidentally find out.
This is so specific. This is such a
Wow.
specific situation, and
But
the fact that we have a name for it now.
Exactly. Imagine it has happened so many times. There's a name for it. Like it's crazy.
Amazing. There's a aquarium here in Chicago or like the Natural Life Zoo where every Valentine's Day, if you pay like $5 or $10, they will name a cockroach after your ex.
Oh my god.
Love it.
When are we flying? When are we flying, ladies?
Let's go.
And this is your business. You wanted to open a new business. This is your business now. We're gonna start. We're gonna start having cockroaches.
You can do anything. You can have lizards, cockroaches.
Wow. This is the opposite of naming a star after your loved ones. Now you naming your ex. Wow.
Listen, there's more money in hatred than there is in love.
Preach. You know what? That's how we
Bitterness
stay skinny.
and pettiness is
Yeah.
incredible.
Wow.
Okay, so for our final segment, we're gonna play a game called Red Flag, Beige Flag, and Green Flag. Okay. So the first one is says they're too busy to text but always posts on social media.
Straight to
Red flag.
therapy.
Straight to therapy.
Red, red, red.
Red.
Red. Yeah. That's really bad.
Second one is they respect your boundaries without making a big deal out of it.
Of course, the greenest of the greenest.
Yeah, it's a forest.
Always cancels plans last minute.
Go to jail.
Depending on
Go to jail.
Jail, yeah, this is just disrespectful.
Oh my
yeah.
God. I feel like as an introvert, I have to defend this position. So I would say beige depending on context.
Yeah, beige. I would say beige too because lives are so busy. We never know. We gotta know
But if it's
what
a
the reason.
pattern,
No, it's always. So
Yeah, and
it's
last
time
minute for
frequency.
me. I can cancel on the plans too, but I will never cancel at last minute. I'm giving at least 3 hours, like time frame before the something is happening. Like I'm being very polite about that. If you
Yeah.
cancel last minute all the time, it means like you don't really want to see me.
yeah,
True.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
I'm
That's fair.
30. I'm in my 30. My time is expensive. It's clocking. It's ticking.
True. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah. Straight to jail.
Joel, clearly Anne and me have more self-esteem than both of us.
Maybe it's not that bad, guys. Maybe I can change him.
Oh my god. PTSD.
You're calling us out.
That's so true. Okay. Only talks about their ex.
Straight to
No.
therapy.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Solid red.
Yeah.
Red.
Has a messy apartment.
For me, it's red.
Beige.
It's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, beige.
I mean, like, there's a difference between messy and disgusting. Obviously, if there's roaches out there, of course, no. But like messy, I feel like I'm a messy too. I have a messy like organization, but I know where exactly it is. As long as you
Yeah.
don't touch my stuff, don't touch my shit, and I will know exactly where, like hair tie, like under the bed, in the right side, like I'll know it.
Yeah.
Wow. You thrive in chaos. I can't. It will give me anxiety.
Yeah, I'm also okay with men. If there is a roach, I will name that roach after
That's what
said
I'm
person.
saying.
Then leave.
What is my ex doing? I was like, when we said roaches, I was like, what is my ex doing there? Okay. Doesn't introduce you to their friends after a month.
Beige.
Beige.
Beige. Yeah.
Buys you a gift on date one.
Beige for me.
I think it's beige for me too.
It's
If you're gonna
very-
give me a gift, I'm gonna take it. There's not gonna be like, oh, you know what? No, there's no way. I'll take it. You brought it here. I'll take it. As long as you don't expect anything back. If there's a gift because you actually care, of course, this is nice. But if you're giving me a gift to get something else, then I'll still take the gift.
Yeah. I appreciate the gesture. Like giving me a bouquet or small gift is fine. Nothing big though. If someone give me a Tiffany ring, no.
Imagine. Oh God.
Yeah.
Me
I
will take
think-
it.
yeah.
Me take it.
Of course, I'll take it, and I will be in the closest pond trying to sell it.
Exactly. I think for me it's red. But I feel like you don't know me yet. I don't know. Maybe it's my poverty mindset. I've been broke for the longest time. And if you're spending money on me, at least spend it on something. Like at least get to know me and give me what I want as opposed to what if somebody gave me flowers and I was allergic to those flowers? Or like I just want somebody to get to know me first and then think of presents.
Yeah, for me, red too. I would feel like they want something from me. Like that feeling, I wouldn't be able to shake it off. So I would rather not have them give me anything.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is when you need space, they double down on wanting to get your attention.
Eek. Therapy.
Yeah.
Very icky.
Therapy.
Straight to therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, go get a life.
I feel like it's common sense. No, isn't it just common sense? But okay.
But there are some people who double down on attention. They're like, oh no, we don't know how to give you space.
I feel like common sense is not common these days.
True.
Unfortunately.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Okay. Is overly jealous or checks your phone. Red. Big red.
That red, that's a big red.
Agreed.
Okay. Refuses to talk about their feelings or past relationships.
Straight to therapy.
Straight to therapy. There's no other way here.
True. Tells you they need space.
I think that's a green flag for me.
Yeah, that's a green flag for
They're
sure.
communicating. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can say that without like fighting, that's great.
Yeah. Like they're even like communicating what they need to you. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. I think it's green flag too.
I think I need more context. If we in a fight and they say, "Oh, I need space," then that's a green flag. I'm okay with that. But if we dating and my partner say, "Oh, I need space," I think he means he wants to break up with me.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
I would think the same.
I would think the same. Or like he's like cheating on me or seeing somebody else.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, beige, I would say. I need more context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. Only talks about themselves for 3 straight hours.
Mm-mm.
Straight to therapy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'm just gonna be petty and talk about myself for 5 straight hours. Just see,
Even
see
better.
who's gonna win. Is it gonna be you or is it gonna be my story?
Okay. Calls you pet names too soon.
Solid red. I don't
Red.
like that.
Yeah.
I think it's red too. It's so icky.
Mm.
Don't
Hmm.
do that. And the last one is keep forgetting their wallet when it's time to pay.
That's red. Keep
Yeah.
forgetting. What do you mean you keep forgetting?
Yeah.
You know, you can pay on your Apple Wallet and even your Apple Watch. So
Agreed.
don't tell me you forget your
Mhm.
wallet. Your wallet
Yeah.
is all digital now, baby.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You just show me your wallet. Come here. Show me your phone. Show me your wallet. Do you have Apple Pay or Google Pay?
Like once is allowed, but keeps forgetting. Nah. Nah. That's
Yeah. Are you looking for a sugar mama? Because I'm not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, why can't you just be honest and say, yo, you know what? I'm broke. I have money for that. Or just be honest and say, you know what? I don't want to spend money. I want you to spend money, and then everyone can
Hmm.
just do their own thing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so
It's like
attractive.
it's the
Mhm.
wasting of
Yeah.
time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like manipulating, like just
Mm-hmm.
admitting that, hey, this is my broke
Mm.
month. That's
Yeah.
attractive.
Be honest about finance, which is so appreciated lately. In this
Agreed.
economy, that's a good sign. Yeah.
That was a wrap. And if anyone listening, if you guys are still single out there, just remember there's plenty of fish out there. You don't need to settle. You can keep swiping if you like. And yeah, dating in your 30s, like it's way smarter now. So please, guys, be aware and don't settle.
Yeah.
And
And if you end up on bad days, they'll just make great stories for podcasts like this. Do it for the
that's
plot, as
true.
me said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do it for the
Hmm.
And
plot.
Yeah.
exactly.
Keep kissing frogs until you find your prince. It's
Mhm.
okay.
And if you already found somebody who is the one, please share with us your story. How did you guys meet? And if it was on Tinder or not? We would love to hear more Tinder date stories that became a real relationship.
Yeah, we would love to know your stories. Like, just reach out. And thank you guys for listening and catch you next time.
Yay. It's
Bye.
been fun. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for having me.